Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have children or you have interacted with children as an adult or you have been a child yourself. Raise your hand. Okay. You ever notice, and I'm pretty sure you have experienced this also, whenever a child, many children, if they don't get their way or they don't like something that you tell them and it's good for them, it's beneficial for them, they would tell you, I don't like you. You're mean. I'm very sure many of us, as a child, we've done it, and we have experienced this with children as an adult. You're mean. I don't like you. You're mean. What is so embarrassing and so pathetic, and it's a crying shame. But unfortunately, many of us, even though the body, we physically become adults, our minds are still the same. It has not changed. This is one of the reasons why we have this black gender war. The black man versus the black woman. This gender war is because we're dealing with individuals physically in their body, they are adults. But here, they are still children. They are still back in the 2nd grade, the kindergarten, 3rd grade, 5th grade. Some of them still don't think like they did when they were in high school. Never grew up. Have a childish mentality. But these individuals are an adult. They are in an adult physical body. And they are expected to be adults. And they have no idea of what an adult's supposed to be. They have not yet to grow up. And this is one of the signs that show us when you are a physical adult but still have a childlike, immature mindset. And this is why we are drawn to religion. It's religion and spirituality is nothing but the Santa Claus story, nothing but the Pinocchio story, Aesop's fable stories that we was taught as children. And religion and spirituality is nothing but a supposed to be adult version of those things. Yet we laugh at children who have invisible friends, who get caught up in fairy tales and all these different stories. But we do it as adults and there's no problem because what we believe in is real. But yet you cannot prove your God and your angels and your demons and your spirits and your different realms. You cannot prove those things exist no more than that child that is caught up in fantasy world. So I have had those who come to me and say, because they don't like what I say, and I can't, or I will not let them have their way, then they say, you're mean. I'm leaving your channel. You're mean. Childlike mentality. If you don't like what is said here or anywhere, just leave. But they must tell you, like the child pouting with their lips out, having temper tantrum, you're mean. I don't like you. I'm leaving your channel. We don't like real people. This is the problem. We do not like real people. We want and we love people who will abuse us, exploit us, trick us, deceive us. We want somebody that would kiss our backside. That's what we want. Like children. The same mindset as children do. So I am accused of you always putting people down. I'm accused of always putting people down. There is something called constructive criticism. It is not to belittle us. It is not to degrade or make mockery. It is constructive. What is constructive? Construct is to build. To show you there's a better way. To show you that what you're doing is fine, but there's a better way. To help you grow. And those who are wise take the advice of constructive criticism so they can become better. But many of us are arrogant. We're bougie. Nobody can't tell us nothing because I already know. And when you talk to people who have that spiritual, religious mindset and some of these Pan-African, pro-blackity black type ideologies, you can't tell them nothing. And so they get angry. You mean. I don't like you. I'm leaving your channel. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to hear what you have to say. That's childlike mindset. They have not grown up. What is the purpose, or why would the purpose of me putting you down? Put you down for what? What is the benefit of me putting you down? What do I get out of putting you down? What it is simply is that there are so many of us, we have lived with lies and we have lived in fairy tales and delusions for so long, we cannot handle the truth. The real truth. Not some truth, partial truth, the plain truth. No, you cannot handle the real truth. You can't comprehend the language that you speak. You cannot comprehend it. You don't know how to use logic. You don't know how to reason. And they don't talk about it. These persons that's spreading these different ideologies and beliefs, you never hear them talk about critical thinking skills. You never hear them talk about logic, common sense, reason, and being analytical. You never hear those words coming from their mouth. They would tell you, well, I did my research. I got the information. In other words, I'm a plagiarist. In other words, I just regurgitate crap that I got from somebody else, even from dead people that I read in a book. They never apply, you never see them implement or show what they can do, what comes from out of their own brain. It's always the Bible say. It's always the Quran say. It's always something from what they read and what they believe, but it's nothing that they actually learned from their own brain. Regurgitation and plagiarism. I don't want to hear that. You wrong. That's why I don't listen to you. That's why I don't listen to you. You wrong. You mean for real. He is mean. Selfish people. Because I have listened to much of these things. I've listened to your spirituality belief that you claim is real. I've listened to your religion. I've listened to your Pan-Africanism and your Hebrew Israelitism and your Cometicism and all y'all's isms and Christianity, and the list goes on and on. It's countless. Your voodoo, all this stuff, it goes on and on and on. We have listened to you for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. We've listened to these things. And look at the world we live in. Look at what you created. See, it's thousands of you that believe these things. And none of you can show an example that your belief, your spirituality, your ideology, whatever it is, you cannot show not one small example of how it is beneficiary to the human being or to soul brothers and sisters in this country. There's no town, there's no city. You have accomplished nothing except that belief. Except talking. We black folks, we love to talk. We love the pretty speeches. We love to sound intelligent. Sound smart. We love that kind of thing. But when it comes to the application of your wisdom, when it comes to the application of your belief, you leave people hanging. Oh yeah, it's a lot of things that sound good. There's a lot of things that look good. That does not mean that it is good for us. I'm not the one that's putting you down. I'm giving us constructive criticism to construct, to help build you up and lay strong foundation so that we can be strong. You don't want to hear Angelsnupnup7 because you're weak. That's why you act the way you do. You mean, I don't want to hear that. It gets you upset because you're weak, because your foundation is weak. You're not strong. Trying to build you up. You claim, and we all claim we want the same thing. We all claim that we want the black man and woman, soul brothers and sisters in this country, our people. We want to become a strong people. We want to become an independent people. We want our own nation. We talk all these different things, but the reality is, how can you accomplish that when you won't use the tools to build that? Because clearly, the tools that we have been using for the last 50 or more years, it is not appropriate, it's not proper. I'll always say on this channel, you must have the appropriate knowledge and use the appropriate tools. You do not use a screwdriver to hammer a nail. You can. I've done it because I didn't have a choice. I used the end of a screwdriver to try to hammer a nail, but that's not the appropriate tool. And you do not use a plumber's manual to fix a car. You want to fix your car? You have to use a car repair manual, not a plumber's manual. But see, this is what we don't understand. Your religion and your ideologies is good for you as an individual to help you, but that does nothing for a people. It's good for you, but not a people. It's not appropriate. And you don't know how to separate your beliefs and your ideologies from what is in the best interest of the people. So the people, we as a people, continue to suffer and can't accomplish a damn thing because of our selfishness and our arrogance, our being bougie and pompous.